designers into Chris Farmer. As part of that.
Preparation, physical preparation that you had to do for these scenes. I mean, like I said, these are roles which are very unique. You haven't seen you doing this much. When you're dancing through the whole film, how did you prepare for that? On-screen killing machines.
I mean, it was these guys just busted our asses. Ron Allen and Clay over there, who really are huge heroes of this film. You know, I mean, them and Guy came up with the whole style of world of the fights in this movie, and those guys and all the guys, but those guys did an amazing job of kicking our asses. We were the most unfit actors when we first started out, and we're still unfit. We could put on a good front of looking kind of fit, like we knew what we were doing, and it was just needed to drill it. You know, we did a lot of just drilling, learning it like a dance.
I like that you asked them and you don't ask Gap. Like, it's pretty clear that he's gonna be fit, and he's like, he came like a ninja, and they had to work out with this.
He's Japanese, he was born with a samurai sword or something.
Well, Gap already has a background on TV in Japan with physical action already.
Yeah, taekwondo, karate, sword actually. You know, yeah. This 3 days was so long, very tough. I don't know why I'm still here, and I have no idea, you know, how I survived.
Were the scenes done in order, the fight scenes in order? How was the shooting process?
You mean like the schedule?
Yeah, the schedule, yeah.
We had two sets running at the same time for 60 days. And it was like the units were staggered, so we would start one unit earlier and work through lunch, and when we would set up the lights, we would do it on stage, whatever. I have no idea how we would do it. So it wasn't in any order. I just remember we were going through it until we would get to the end. So it's a tough show.
So, can you talk a little bit about the visuals? Like, your drawings from so many different cinema styles and stage styles. Can you just talk about how you kind of pieced that all together?
I mean, it's funny because when you look at this thing, people look at it and they probably think like, oh, it's like, what's going in your mind, whatever. But it was a very meticulous process. It took us about a year. We did a research. I think we had a website at one point with 5,000 images of research that we've gathered with the art department. And again, I keep saying it, but I actually mean it. There was like, so many talented people. It was about choosing the right people. I'm so honored, by the way, that all these guys came to support the film. It's not more rewarding for a filmmaker to see people that worked on the movie standing behind it. I mean, it's an amazing feeling. And with the art department, we did this research. We spent almost a year just kind of figuring out what we want to do. And at one point, we had a full office filled with boards. All the things that made sense to me in some way, in an abstract way, we just put them on the walls without really understanding how they're going to connect to each other. And it was one day we just walked in and looked at the wall and it was like this. It all made sense, you know, we started connecting. And in terms of the camera work, it was a separate thing. The camera work was something that I had in my mind. I feel like a lot of these films that are being set up in this visual effects work, they're always like set pieces. Like you never see 360 degrees, you never turn around. And subconsciously it kind of disconnects the universe. So I really wanted the camera to move around a lot and to stay within one shot and do all these kind of things. And that led to the way that we designed the sets and thought about how to build them.
The thing that I like about it, as opposed to a lot of films where we see the CGI backgrounds in the scenes, everything is physical. It's very staged, and you can tell. Like, as you're watching, you kind of feel like you should have a playbill. You're in the middle of a Broadway show. So I mean, kudos for that. Well, I'm going to open up the floor to questions. We have a question over there in the orange.
Hi. Wow, just the ensemble of country men.
That's what I did. Chippendales is the next thing I'm doing.
Wondering of the director, what's with the tattoo on his neck?
knew somebody was going to ask that. I kept seeing the tattoo on my neck, and I was like, shit, what did that say again? Fuck.
Is it yours?
It really meant
Yours?
something at the time to me. What did we come up with, guys?
It was a gypsy thing.
Yeah, it was a gypsy thing.
And you didn't want to tell me what it is.
I didn't want to tell you what it
He was
is.
like, it's mine. I'm gonna go. So he went and did research in Romania and came back with this thing. And I'm like, whatever you want, man, it's your tattoo. It's fine. Don't lay that on me. I have no idea what you did.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Yes, they're in the back. Yes.
This is mostly for Bunraku. I just want to know, basically, what's it like working with the American cast as opposed to the Japanese cast, like in Moonchild? And do you ever plan on touring here?
The question is, what was it like working with an American cast as opposed to a Japanese cast? And do you ever plan on touring Canada?
Difficult question.
You want some pudding?
Yeah, our schedule was very, when I was in Romania, I woke up at 5, and I slept at 3, for 2 months. But, they were always smiling. I didn't. I couldn't. Why? They can smile. Every time, but, I can feel, they're always enjoying their life. It's very important to succeed. I don't know. It's kind of difficult to express my feeling, but they're always pushing me, and it's very good. It was very good learning experience for me that I could their performance. Japanese actors more strict. They are always of course, acting, but with no smile. I love this style.
First was the sequence where Drifter is I can't remember.
Going down the jailbreak?
Yeah, one, how long did that take to film it? Two, the whole fighting strategy is when you were coming off the trampoline with falling on your face intentionally.
That was
Most people
acting.
usually think when I fall on my face, it's unintentional, but it's usually intentional. That was definitely intentional, but that was, I don't know, man. We just wanted to add an element of comedy to the Drifter. I kind of decided that the Drifter might be afraid of heights, and there's a little bit of that in the film. We really hammed it up on set, but a lot of it didn't make the film. I mean, the film is already 2 hours long, and there was a lot. We shot so much. It was kind of a surprise to see what actually ended up in the film. You know?
I mean, the fear of heights.
What?
I think they got it wrong.
The fear of heights? Okay. Yeah, but there was so much more, you guys. It was so cool. No.
The DVD, especially.
And how long did that fight take to shoot?
Which one?
What were you referring to?
The jail fight. Oh, the jail fight was one of the last fights. and we had to do it all in one, essentially. So,
You nailed it pretty quick. Actually, I mean, considering the camera work, we had a few takes that worked for everything. It's like, he was in good shape back then. What happened?
How much of that hair was actually yours?
None of it. It's good, though. No. And they even pasted a mustache on top of my mustache.
Can you tell us about the medallion?
You wouldn't understand. It's that's the thing, you know, in America, when I was working on the script, everybody kept bothering me about this medallion. Like, you know, what is this? Like, it needs to have special powers. It's like this is like a very Western mindset. In Japan, as you can tell, this thing is just important because it means something, you know, emotionally speaking. And it's, I mean, it's like what it holds is like every samurai clan, I guess, has a cow is the clan symbol. And what you see in all the samurai, you know, the logos, what is it, more? Just correct me, help me. So yeah, so I mean, it's important, it's a traditional thing. It doesn't have to have like any special meaning other than that. And it's like your flag, basically. Not that anybody cares anymore. So.
We have to wrap it up. I got one more question here. Yes.
First of all, congratulations. It was a wonderful experience. Just a question about the character and why did he come to kill on character? You said, you know, the man said that to my father, and prior to his death, Ron said, you know, I killed many men. So since there are many sons and daughters who want to kill him, so why did
Somebody's got to do it. I mean, the
he
first one
could
that
get
gets
a
it.
female actress to play one of the daughters, so, you got me?
It's actually, you know, it's a funny question because I think like in all the revenge movies you see or whatever, one of the things that bothered me always is, one of my favorite films of all time is Once Upon a Time in the West. But Charles Bronson is like one of the greatest movies ever made in my opinion. But Charles Bronson is like 40. I'm like, why did you wait so long? You could have done this 15 years ago.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Bunraku.